Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Debbie. This is my Crafty Dan, and this is a brand new bullet journal that is going to be started for January 2023. So brand new bullet journal. This is by Eats, and it's leather. It's got a leather cover on it. It's got the off-white pages, the wonderful dot grid that we all love in bullet journals. And I'm going to start setting this up for 2023. So if you'd like to see that and follow along for the ride, then welcome. And I'm really happy that you're here. So I think I'm going to start this off with a quote page. So I'm going to leave this double page right here. And the second page I'm going to start on because this is going to be my index. And I don't think I'm going to do anything really extravagant in here for my index. I think I'm going to use some blue because it's January, and maybe a little bit of this mauve. I like that. Maybe this blue. Maybe that blue and mauve instead of that blue. So I keep putting my hand in front of my light. I got lights all over the place because I'm filming this in the evening. And I do hope it turns out being bright enough. So what I'm going to do for this, because it's the index page, I am going to use my ruler. And I am going to put a border line all the way around. I'm going to do it on the second, not the outside dots, but the second dots on the page. I think I'm going to do it with this purple. So I'm going to go from that dot to that dot right there. The same down this side. Because this has rounded corners. So I'm coming in one line from there, and then I'm going to connect across the bottom. I'm going to flip my book upside down to do that. And I'm just going to grab, this is just a little something. It's actually one of those tumbling tower blocks from that game set at Dollar Tree. But if I put it down there, then it'll hold this side of my book up so I can get a clean line here all the way across. And then at the top, I'm just making sure it is the top. At the top, again, put that tumbling tower block under there. That just keeps this from flopping down. I am going to come across from here to about there, and then from here to about there. Now I want something with a little bit of a circle on it. Of course, I have an empty pill bottle here. So I am going to take this, put that under there. I'm going to take this and put it here like this. Like that, and then finish this off. Then I can write index right in here. And that's going to be the outline for my index page. Now I'm hoping that I can get 4 months in here, a very minimum of 3 months in here. I mean, there's a lot of pages in this. So I'm going to leave an extra page for the index. And then I'm going to do this page. And I'm going to start my future log here. So I actually think I'm going to use my Flair pen for the future log. So I'm just going to grab a pencil and I'm going to count my lines. For the future log, I am going to do 4 columns and they're going to be 12 spaces wide each. So let's do that. So I really quickly dated a couple of my pages. So I went up to 30 and I only did the even numbered pages on this side because I can go back and put them in later. But I wanted to be able to start my index. So the first thing that I'm going to put in my index is my future log because I mean the index is the index. So my future log from page 7 to 12. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put pages here. And then I'm going to put 7 to 12 is my future log. And then in my future log, I am going to go through my book that has all of my family birthdays in it. And I am going to put in all the birthdays. But first I have to finish numbering all of my months. So for my future log, all I've done is put the month at the top of the column and then 1 to 31st, 1 to 31 for January, 1 to 28 from February. I have to check just to make sure that there isn't a 29 there, but I don't think that is this year. It might be. I'm going to have to take a peek and see. I may have to add a 29. But of course, 1 to 31 for there, 1 to 30 for April. And I'm going to do the same thing for here and then put my birthday months in, and the very first part of this setup will be done. So I don't put a lot on the front page. I put my first name and then I put when my book is starting, which will be January the 1st, 23, and then an arrow for 2, and then I will put the finishing date of this journal when I'm done. So that will be that. So then the next part that I'm going to put in here are going to be my budget pages. For my budget pages, I don't need much. It's not a big budget. All I want to do is have a list of my bills that need to be paid each month and the dates that they need to be paid on. A few weeks back, I showed an unboxing of this little order I got from the Scribble Sticker Company on Etsy. And all it was a few things for my bullet journal. So let me get these out. So I have these months like this that are a little bit larger, and I have these months that are a little bit smaller. And the months that are a little bit smaller are the ones that I'm going to use in here, simply because I want a month at a glance when I'm putting my bills down to see what week they have to be paid in. And it's going to be simply using 4 of these in each one of my journals, I hope, because I'm hoping to get 4 months out of this. So I am going to start by making boxes here. So what color am I going to use? I've been sticking with these purples and blues. So I think I'll stick with that throughout my setup. And I want a little bit wider line. I want maybe this teal blue right here. I like this. And these are my Crayola Super Tips. They're really juicy, so you have to be careful when you're using them. But I'm going to start with a line at the top of my page. And a line at the bottom of my page. And I'm going to count. And this is all you do when you're trying to make boxes and things. If you want to divide it in half, you just count it. So there's 40. So if I take 20, that's right in half, but I want to have a little bit of a line. So I'm going to do 19 right to there, because 20 would be half my page. But to make a box that's separate from the other box and not attached, I'll do that, leave a space of 2, and then I'll do this, and I'll have the same size boxes. Like I said, these Super Tips are really juicy. So I end up with it all over my hand, but I just go like this and wipe it off my ruler before I put my ruler back down again. There. And I'm going to do the same thing on this page. So this is going to be my budget page. And I don't have to name it budget page because I'm going to know what it's for once I lay it out. So I'm going to take these. These are kind of a semi-translucent sticker as well. And I think I can put them, I think they actually fit. And they do. The numbers actually fit right in the dots. So January. And February. It's going to make setting this up so much easier. And March. And the numbers fit right in the dots. That's like right in the grid. That's really awesome. So she does these stickers for bullet journals. Oh, I've lost track of where I'm going here. There. So I will put my income and my bills due. And then I'm going to go back here on page 13 and 14. In my index, I am going to put my budget right there, like that. And I got lots of room to figure everything out right there. So I'll be able to put my bills due, I'll be able to put my income, and they'll be able to separate the two and see what I have left over at the end of the month. So that's all I need for a budget. And then what else was I gonna put in here? I was gonna do another one that is very similar to this. I want 4 separate. So it took me a while, and I didn't do it on screen because I was really trying to figure out what I wanted to do. But the next 2 pages I wanted for my YouTube stats, so that it would be something that I could find easily if I went back to look at it. Look at my hands from wiping all that off. It's a good thing they're water-based and this will wash off. Anyway, what I ended up doing was just drawing a square box with the dark purple, and then with the lighter purple flare pen on the inside, I put YouTube stats in the center, and then January in between the two lines. And on one side, I've got Crafty Den, and the other side, I've got Crafty Home for my 2 YouTube channels, and then I can keep track of my stats and how they're doing. So that's all I wanted to put in there. So all I did, of course, was divide my pages in half. And again, I divided this in half with a double space in the middle so I could put the month. And that's going to work for me. So far, I'm going to do an intro page, and it'll probably just be a really neat quote or a picture or something like that. And then I've got my index. I have my future log. I have my budget, and then I have my YouTube stats on pages 15 and 16. So, of course, I'm going to go back to my index and put pages 15 to 16, and I'm going to put YouTube stats. And I think that's everything that I need as far as the beginning set up. And this will probably be pretty standard in my bullet journals from now on, unless I start doing something different, and in which case I'll probably let you know. But this is just going to be pretty standard for me. So this is my setup. So far, I've got my index, my future log. I've got my little 4-month budget. That's all I need for that. And I've got my YouTube stats, keeping track of that. So in the comments, let me know if you think that there's any pages in here that would be really useful, or any ideas that you have for pages that I could possibly put in here that I might be able to use. I'm trying to think, and I can't think of any more right off the top of my head right now. But if you guys come up with something good, I'll add it before I start my monthly setup for January. And yeah, so if you enjoyed this and it's inspired you to start your own bullet journal, let me know. I'd really be interested, and maybe we can do this journey together. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that now before you leave, so you can come back and see the rest of this setup. And until the next video, bye-bye for now.